Hello, I'm Kelly Dennis. I'm a psychotherapist who has been helping people for over 18 years manage their stress, anxiety, and other mood disorders better. And if you joined the introduction to this video series, you know that we're going to be talking about cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. I'm going to be explaining and demonstrating some techniques that can help you to stress less and live more, and just manage your stress and anxiety and depression in a little bit of a different way. You also learned in the introduction that CBT isn't a one-stop shop. You have to practice, practice, practice. And so hopefully you'll have the tips, tools, and techniques that you need to be able to get on your way to feeling better. And if you do find these videos helpful and you're interested in some more videos that can help you to live a better life, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have a lot of helpful resources here that can really help you to manage things better and to feel better. I'm also a teacher on Insight Timer app, and so you can check me out there. The link is in the comments below if you're interested in finding more ways to help yourself with stress, anxiety, and depression. So CBT works with thoughts, emotions, and behaviors and how they affect one another and interact with each other. And so a lot of times we think that thoughts are the things that are making us do certain things or feel certain ways. And that's certainly true. Absolutely. But behaviors are also important. Sometimes the way that we behave can also influence our moods, which can influence our thoughts. So you can see that they're kind of interconnected to each other. So there are different kinds of thoughts that we have in certain situations. So someone who's struggling with anxiety, they'll have different kinds of unhelpful thoughts and behaviors and moods that are different from someone who's struggling with depression. So I do want to share just some basics with you about the different kinds of cycles. So here you'll find the depression cycle. And so thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and physical sensations interact with one another. So if you're somebody who struggles with depression, you might notice that you have self-critical thoughts. I'm not good enough, I'm worthless, I'm lazy. You might also have pessimistic thoughts about yourself. I can't do anything, I'll never get better, and hopeless thoughts about the world and the future. Nothing's ever going to turn out right for me. And this causes the moods or the feelings, emotions of depressed, sad, irritable, angry, guilty, maybe some other ones. And then some things that happen in your physical self is that you might experience insomnia or hypersomnia. So some people with depression find it hard to sleep, and some people sleep too much. Appetite changes are also noticed. It can go in either direction. Sometimes people eat too much, or sometimes they feel like they don't have any appetite at all. And feeling fatigued and tired is a pretty common physical sensation as well. And then the behaviors that go along with that is a person who struggles with depression tends to want to withdraw, isolate, not do things they used to enjoy. They have low motivation and pretty slow startup. Now, compare that with the anxiety cycle. So the thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and the physical sensations interact with one another. But when somebody has anxiety, the thoughts that they're having are thoughts of being threatened, or they perceive threat. And so they doubt their ability to cope with this perceived threat. And then they go to what ifs or worst case scenarios. So you can be walking down the street and you see, a little bit of gathering going on. And, a person with anxiety might see that as, oh no, there's a fight going on or something like that. They believe that they won't be able to cope with that will be too much for them. And so they go to all these what ifs, what if I get hurt? What if, somebody yells at me or whatever? And so they tend to turn around and walk away. It can cause nervousness, edgy feelings, anxious feelings, and panicky feelings. And the physical sensations are sweaty palms, tight muscles, rapid heartbeat, dizziness. There's other ones too. And then the behaviors typically that go along with anxiety is that the person wants to avoid, they flee, or they try to be perfect, or they try to over control so that they can be, all manage the situation well to change the outcome, and then they prioritize safety behaviors. So they want to go places and do things where they feel safe. So something that happens with all of us is that we do make some things called cognitive distortions or errors in thinking. And you might have heard of some of these before. There's all or nothing thinking. If I'm not a total success, I'm a failure. Catastrophizing, that's the one that I do. If I'm going to do one, I'll be so upset, I won't be able to function at all. You predict the future negatively without considering more likely outcomes. There can be disqualifying or discounting the positives. You can do emotional reasoning. Just because something feels that way, which is you're actually believing it, you discount any evidence to the contrary. Labeling is another one. I'm a loser. He's no good. Magnification or minimization. So when you evaluate yourself, another person, or a situation, you unreasonably magnify the negative and minimize the positive. Selective abstraction. You pay attention to one little negative detail instead of seeing the whole big picture. Mind reading, that's a very popular one. You believe you know what others are thinking, and you fail to consider other more likely possibilities. Overgeneralization, that's that sweeping negative conclusion that goes far beyond the current situation. Personalizing, that's also one that's very popular. You believe others are behaving negatively because of you without considering more plausible explanations for their behavior. Should and must statements. Even if you don't use the word should or must, sometimes we say I need to or I have to. It's terrible that I made a mistake. I should always do my best. And then tunnel vision. You only see the negative aspects of a situation. And so those are some of the most common errors in thinking that we make. And then, of course, we said that CBT also includes the emotions, right? Now, typically we know when we're feeling something, right? Typically most of us can identify those emotions. Even if we can't put words to them, we know that we're feeling something. But the thoughts are a little bit harder. And so that's why it's good to start with, what, if you're feeling depressed, what your thoughts might be. If you're feeling anxious, what your thoughts might be. But these are some typical emotions that can go on with people, with all of us, but especially with people who struggle with mood disorders or stress or anxiety. So you can see that one side is kind of the, we call them negative, but they're not really emotions, they're just emotions. And the other side is a little bit more positive. And so it's good, I like to anyway, have a list or a visual of emotions when I'm working with clients to try to help them to be able to identify those. And typically some thoughts cause some emotions. And so we'll go into that a little bit. So to actually work with CBT, you're going to want to look at a couple of different domains. So what life changes and situations have been going on for you? And when you're first doing it, you might want to just keep it to a short amount of time, like the last 6 months. So what recent changes have taken place? What are the most stressful events from my life in the last 6 months? And what ongoing challenges do I face? Discrimination, chronic illness, disability. Then you look at your physical experiencing, what's happening in your body, changes in your energy, your sleep, your appetite, etc. And then you identify those emotions. What adjectives describe how I'm feeling or what my mood is: angry, sad, disappointed, scared, ashamed. The behaviors, what am I doing or what am I avoiding doing? Am I trying to be perfect in order to control the situation? Do I avoid the things that scare me? Do I stop doing things that I used to enjoy? And then, of course, what are those thoughts? What am I thinking about myself, other people, the world? Do I have thoughts about what I should be doing? Do I have memories or images that come to mind? So you can see that there's a few different kinds of steps that you can go through to be able to begin to work to feel better. And so you can go back and you can screenshot the various, if you struggle with depression, you can screenshot that depression cycle, or if you struggle with anxiety, you can screenshot that anxiety cycle, and then go ahead and look at those cognitive distortions. Again, you can go through the video again, or you can screenshot them, or I do have some links down below to the cognitive distortions that you can take a look at, thanks to some great internet resources. And then being able to take a look at those domains, the life situations, the physical sensations, the emotions, the behaviors, and the thoughts. And then next video, we will actually go through a CBT log, and we'll talk about how to fill one of those out, and then how to begin to challenge any unhelpful thinking and unhelpful behaviors that you might have. So I hope you'll join me again next time. Once again, I'm Kelly Dennis. Thanks for watching and spending this time with me. And I hope that you will be well and have a wonderful day.